My name is John Becker. I have the privilege of being the mayor of Pitt Meadows. This video is one of the new ways that City Council is trying to do a better job engaging our residents. Engagement is usually a two-way communication. In this video, I'm just going to be talking to you. But I hope that some of the things that I say strike a chord. I'm inviting you to get in contact with me with any follow-up questions, or come to City Hall. Come to a council meeting. We do have two 15-minute question and answer periods at the beginning, at the end of each meeting. The residents are welcome to ask any question related to city business or simply provide a comment on their observations of the community. Today I'm going to be telling you about some of the work that your council has done in 2016 and part of the work plan for 2017. I asked staff to remind me about all of our achievements in 2016, so I didn't forget any. I was presented with a 3-page list of our achievements. Looking back on it, it's amazing at how hard we and your staff have worked in the last year. I don't have time to talk about all of those achievements, but I will be providing a link on the website if you want to go through the full inventory. Probably the most important thing that we did in 2016 was hire a new Chief Administrative Officer, or CAO. The person we picked was Mark Roberts. Mark was the city's Director of Finance and very familiar with city operations. City Council felt that a strong financial person was critical at this point in the city's history, and Mark was clearly the strongest financial candidate. Coupled with Mark's familiarity with existing city operations, Council found Mark to be the easy choice for the new CAO. Mark and I get together at least twice a week for a minimum of 2 hours per meeting in order to structure the agenda and deal with city affairs, and so that my communications with Council can be informed by Mark's work with the senior leadership team. I believe that we've developed a great deal of respect and trust for each other in our separate roles as mayor and CAO. Other senior staff positions have been filled during 2016, and we have a great team working on your behalf. This solid leadership team was critical in managing the transition of the Parks and Recreation Department when Maple Ridge terminated the Joint Services Agreement in the fall of 2015. 2016 also saw continued improvements in the relationship with Catesy First Nation. Chief Susan Miller and I have what I believe to be a very good relationship. We like and respect each other as people, over and above the respect we have to have for each other as chief and mayor. This solid relationship allows us to have those difficult discussions over thorny issues that friends have from time to time. Chief Miller and I have been asked to speak at national conferences about how we built our personal relationship and the enhanced relationship between our two communities, which includes groundbreaking service agreements for water, sewer, and fire between the City of Pitt Meadows and Catesy First Nation. City Council initiated some firsts in 2016. We hired our first ever environmental officer. We created the first ever Pitt Meadows Airport Advisory Committee. We negotiated the first ever reduction in the cost of garbage and recycling services, along with an increase in those services. We created a number of new initiatives for civic engagement. These include a once-per-month coffee with council session before council meetings. We have a chat with the mayor session where I meet with residents at local coffee shops. Coffee's on the mayor, and we talk about anything that the residents have on their minds. We've struck a citizens review committee to determine how well City Council is doing in implementing the terms of the Citizens Charter on Open Government. And we have conversations with the mayor about local and regional issues organized by the Chamber of Commerce serving Maple Ridge and Pitt Meadows. In 2016, UBCM for the first time endorsed a motion put forward by the City of Pitt Meadows. This was a resolution seeking a provincial-wide dangerous dog registry. Kudos to Councillor Janice Elkerton for taking the lead on this initiative and owning the issue for us. We also had a number of internal City Hall initiatives to streamline our processes and make these processes more transparent for our residents. I've received many compliments from our residents about the increased level of service at City Hall. Pitt Meadows also entered the top 10 list of best cities to work in according to BC Business Magazine. This was a great endorsement of the city's economic philosophy of business ready. We also had some challenges in 2016, which I prefer to think of as opportunities. The big one, of course, was the transition of Parks and Recreation from the joint service model to a Made in Pitt Meadows model. We hired over 30 new employees and senior staff. Under a mandate from Council, this new staff complement maintained existing programs and services and brought them in within historical budget spend. This was a major achievement, and everybody worked very hard in this commitment to our residents. We also are taking on the leadership function for arts and culture. We hired a new coordinator, and we're beginning to harness the pent-up capacity for arts and culture in the community. I am truly impressed with the passion our residents have for developing this Made in Pitt Meadows leadership model for arts and culture. There's going to be some wonderful things happening in 2017. We've also worked tirelessly with senior governments and other agencies to improve transportation in and through Pitt Meadows. This isn't just limited to roads and bridges, but also includes public transit alternatives. We cannot plan future transportation infrastructure improvements in a piecemeal fashion or in a vacuum. City Council continues to work very diligently to bring all the stakeholders together and ensure that the interests of our residents are strongly represented at these discussions. In 2017, we're going to be pressing ahead with the Golden Ears Business Park as per the official community plan. I am looking forward, along with my colleagues, to review the new submissions from the developer to comply with the new and improved design guidelines demanded by Council. We're going to be developing a citywide civic engagement structure to review programs and services in parks, recreation, arts, culture, and heritage. It is very important that these outcomes for programs and services be identified so that we can enhance the necessary outcomes. Without measurables and outcomes, all we're doing is spending massive amount of money with no justification. We're also going to be identifying signature events for the city. These events, like Pitt Meadows Day, showcase the city and need to be resourced by City Hall. We will be working with our great volunteers to support existing event models and expanding them to meet the requests of our residents for enhancements. The Canada 150 celebration on Canada Day will feature a very special city program. We will also be working closely with Katzie First Nation to acknowledge that much of what we celebrate of Canada has unfortunately been taken from our First Nations, and we undermine their culture in that process. In summary, your City Council will be working just as hard in 2017 as we did in 2016. We'll be coming to our residents and asking you to work with us and inform our decision-making in ways never seen before in Pitt Meadows. I believe that we're all up to this challenge. Thanks for listening.